and welcome to Virtual Storytime. My name is Christina, and I'm the Children and Youth Program Coordinator here at Lillooet Public Library. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Brrr! Winter is on its way. Can you feel it in the air? Does your family have things that they do to prepare for winter? Maybe you chop and stack firewood, unplug hoses, put away summer furniture. Well, many animals have things that they do to prepare for the coming of winter too. Think about it. Aren't the forests and grasslands much quieter in the winter? Where are the birds? Well, many of them migrate south, so we don't see them all winter. What about marmots and bears? Do you know where they go? That's right, they hibernate. They find a den, like a hole in the ground, and they sleep all winter. So in today's virtual story time, we're going to learn about what animals do here in beautiful St'át'imc territory around Lillooet to prepare for winter. Let's start with a song. The song is called Scurry, Squirrel, and I've got a little squirrel to help us join the song. Squirrels need to gather food all summer and fall so that they have enough to eat in the winter when there isn't much food around. So in this song, you're also welcome to pretend to be a squirrel and scamper around your living room or wherever you are today. So this song is to the tune of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, so you'll be able to follow along. Scurry, squirrels, and don't be slow. Winter's coming, don't you know? Scamper, scamper all around. Bury treasure in the ground. Scurry, squirrels, and don't be slow. Winter's coming, don't you know? Nice, let's do that one more time so you have a chance to join in. Scurry, squirrels, and don't be slow. Winter's coming, don't you know? Scamper, scamper all around. Bury treasure in the ground. Scurry, squirrels, and don't be slow. Winter's coming, don't you know? Great job. So we're going to read a story together now. And this story is about some forest animals that know they have to settle down to sleep for the winter. So this is called Time to Sleep. It's by Denise Fleming and published by Henry Holt and Company. Thanks for supporting early literacy. Bear sniffed once. She sniffed twice. I smell winter in the air, said Bear. It is time to crawl into my cave and sleep. But first, I must tell Snail. Snail was slowly slithering up one leaf and down another. Snail, rumbled Bear, winter is in the air. It is time to seal your shell and sleep. Snail stopped slithering. You are right, Bear, said Snail. This morning there was frost on the grass. It is time to sleep. But first, I must tell Skunk. Scritch, scratch, scritch. Skunk was busy digging grubs. Skunk, winter is on its way, said Snail. It is time for you to curl up in your den and sleep. Skunk looked up. The leaves on the trees were yellow and red. All right, said Skunk, I will sleep. But first, I must tell Turtle. Turtle was off on a ramble. Stop, Turtle, cried Skunk. I have news. Winter is on its way. Turtle blinked. Winter? Yes, winter, said Skunk. It is time for you to dig down deep and sleep. The days have been growing shorter, muttered Turtle. It is time to sleep. But first, I must tell Woodchuck. Turtle trudged up Woodchuck's hill. Woodchuck, called Turtle, winter is on its way. It is time for you to burrow down and sleep. Thank goodness, said Woodchuck, with a sigh. My skin is so tight I could not eat another bite. I am ready to sleep. But first, I must tell Ladybug. Ladybug was perched high on a branch in a maple tree. Ladybug, called Woodchuck, winter is on its way. Can you find the ladybug in this picture? There it is, on the branch. Nice job. Ladybug flew over Woodchuck's head. The leaves are falling from the trees, said Woodchuck. It is time for you to slip under a log and sleep. All right, said Ladybug, but first I must tell Bear. Does Bear know it's winter? Bear was softly snoring in her cave. Bear, cried Ladybug, wake up, wake up. Bear grumbled and rolled over. The sky is full of geese, honking goodbye, cried Ladybug. Winter is on its way, Bear. Bear opened one eye. Then she opened the other eye. What? Growled Bear. It is time to crawl into your cave and sleep, said Ladybug. Ladybug, grumbled Bear, I am in my cave. I was asleep. Oh dear, said Ladybug. I am so sorry, Bear. Please go back to sleep. Can you see the ladybug in this picture? She's on his nose. So small. Bear rolled over and closed her eyes. Ladybug slipped under a log nearby. Good night, Bug, said Bear. Good night, Bear, said Ladybug. Good night, Woodchuck. Good night, Turtle. Good night, Skunk. Good night, Snail. Good night, everyone. See you in the spring. And they all went to sleep. I hope you enjoyed that story. I have another easy song for us about some sleeping animals, and this one's to the tune of Frere Jacques. And there'll be some simple actions that you can follow along. I'm gonna put our little bear here. It goes like this. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Mr. Bear, Mr. Bear. All the snow is falling, all the snow is falling. Sleep, sleep, snooze, sleep, sleep, snooze. Nice, so we're gonna repeat that with some different animals. How about a marmot? Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Miss Marmot, Miss Marmot. All the snow is falling, all the snow is falling. Sleep, sleep, snooze, sleep, sleep, snooze. Good job. What about snakes? Do you see snakes in the winter? No, because they go into little dens and hibernate too. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Mrs. Snake, Mrs. Snake. All the snow is falling, all the snow is falling. Sleep, sleep, snooze, sleep, sleep, snooze. We're gonna do one more verse. This one is gonna be Mr. Frog. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Mr. Frog, Mr. Frog. All the snow is falling, all the snow is falling. Sleep, sleep, snooze, sleep, sleep, snooze. Do you wish that you could sleep all winter? I bet some of us do, and that's okay. Thanks for joining me in that song. I have one more story for you today. And this one is an indigenous legend from eastern North America, from the Lenape people. It's called The Legend of the Crow. And it's a story about how the forest animals survived their first winter after the world was created. After a long period of cold weather, The animals of the forest community became very worried. They had never seen snow before. At first it was fun. They got to play in it. But soon, the animals could hardly walk because the snow was so deep. They thought they would die if nothing was done. They decided to send a messenger to the great sky spirit, the creator, to ask for relief, for the world to be warm again, like it once was. Wise Owl could not go because he didn't see very well in the daylight. He flew better at night. Coyote was too easily distracted by playing tricks, so he couldn't be trusted to go. Turtle was steady, but too slow. So the rainbow crow, like this bird here, was the most beautifully feathered bird with an enchanting singing voice. So Rainbow Crow offered to make the long, hard journey. He flew for 3 days up into the heavens, past the trees, past the clouds, past the sun and moon and even the stars. He travels safely and meets the Great Spirit, who gives him the gift of fire to keep the creatures warm through the cold times, through the first winter. He carries the gift of fire back in his beak, but upon his return, he was not the bird that he once was. The fire had scorched his plumage, his feathers black, with only hints of his previous color, and his voice had been made rough and hoarse by the smoke. So when Crow returned, all the animals had fire and could stay warm, but Crow lost his beautiful colors and his beautiful voice. And in this way, his sacrifice is remembered, as he brought fire to all the animals. Do you ever hear crows? They kind of croak, rah, rah, and they don't sound very nice. Well, when you hear them and see them, you can be reminded of this story, the legend of the crow, and why the crow is so black and has such a hoarse voice. So that was the legend of the crow. All animals need to find ways to stay warm in the winter. Some, like wolves or deer, have thick fur to keep them warm. Some animals escape by flying south. Like many birds, they migrate south. And some, like our bears and marmots, they find dens to sleep and hibernate all winter. What do we do to stay warm in the winter? Well, we have thick clothes like sweaters. We have fire and heat and homes. So what we have to prepare for winter too. Well, that's it for this week's story time. I hope you enjoyed learning about what animals and even us do to prepare for the cold coming of winter. Next time you're outside, listen for birds or small animals in the grass or trees. Is it quiet? Think about the marmots and mice that are snuggled away in their dens underground. Think of the songbirds flying thousands of kilometers across the continent to find somewhere warm. There are amazing ways that animals survive the winter. Thanks for listening to Virtual Storytime, and I hope you have a great week. Can you wave goodbye? Goodbye! See you next time! Lillooet Early Years is running a new playgroup, Dad's Night Out, on Mondays from 5 to 6:30 p.m. in November. It's at the Yellowhead Community Services office in Old Mill Plaza. It's a space for dads and the little ones to grab a bite and play.